The fields were quiet except for the hum of insects and the low creak of the windmill. Jacob wiped the sweat from his brow and leaned on his hoe, gazing at the horizon where the twin suns were setting. Another long day, another crop that might not make it through the season. Ever since the alien trade routes had expanded into the sector, weather patterns had shifted, hotter, drier, unpredictable. He sighed and went to fetch water from the old well when something streaked across the sky. It wasn't a meteor. It burned blue, then red, then vanished behind the eastern hill with a boom that made the ground tremble. Jacob squinted. Ah, hell, not again. Last month, a damaged cargo drone had crashed near his property. The cleanup had taken days, and the compensation check still hadn't arrived. But curiosity, and perhaps a touch of stubbornness, drove him toward the smoke. When he reached the crater, he froze. This wasn't a drone. It was a pod, sleek black, humming with alien energy. The surface shimmered like liquid glass. A faintness filled the air as the hatch slowly opened, releasing vapor and the sharp scent of ozone. Jacob gripped his pitchfork tighter. Anyone alive in there? Then she emerged, tall, muscular, her skin glimmering faintly silver under the fading light. Her armor looked torn and scorched, her eyes glowing gold like molten metal. A warrior, clearly not human. She stumbled forward, clutching a jagged blade, and pointed straight at him. Identify yourself, she barked, her accent sharp and precise. What world is this? Speak. Jacob blinked. Earth. My farm, specifically. Her brow furrowed. Earth, the primitive planet. She glanced around, sneering. Of course. My NAV systems failed. You, primitive male, state your allegiance. He frowned. Lady, I don't have time for... Before he could finish, she lunged. Jacob reacted purely on instinct. He swung his pitchfork, not to strike but to block, and her blade caught on the metal prong. She yanked, but the handle twisted and the wooden shaft cracked. The sudden shift threw her off balance, sending her tumbling forward. Jacob tried to step back, but she collided with him, both crashing to the dirt. Her helmet clanged against a rock, and sparks flew. For a moment, she lay still, eyes unfocused. Jacob scrambled up, startled. Oh, no. I didn't mean to. She groaned, pushing herself up. Her helmet fell off, revealing sharp cheekbones, short silver hair, and a pair of pointed ears that flicked annoyance. She looked furious, but also dazed. You defeated me, she whispered, disbelief in her voice. What? No, I just... Silence. She clutched her chest, breathing heavily. By the warrior code of Aldiare, you have bested me in combat. My honor demands service. Jacob blinked. You're what now? I, Commander Veyra of the 5th Legion, pledge my loyalty to you until I restore my honor. He stared at her. Lady, I'm just a farmer. Her golden eyes narrowed. Then you are the strangest conqueror I've ever met. The next morning, Jacob woke to find Veyra standing outside his house, fully armored. Well, mostly. She'd scavenged bits of her broken gear and reforged it using his tools. She looked out of place beside the chicken coop. I require sustenance, she declared when he stepped out. And training. He rubbed his eyes. You're serious about this whole servant thing? I gave my word, she said simply. You won. Until I prove myself again, I am bound. Jacob sighed. Fine, but if you're staying, you're working. No freeloaders. Her gaze flicked the plow. Then show me this work. By midday, she was cursing like a soldier again. Why must the soil resist? She growled, jamming the plow too deep. Jacob chuckled. Because you're muscling it wrong. You gotta guide it, not fight it. I conquered planets. I can handle dirt. Try telling that to weeds. Despite her pride, she learned fast. Her strength made the heavy labor look effortless once she adjusted her technique. By evening, the field was neat and ready for seeding. Veyra stood at the edge, breathing hard, a strange smile on her face. I have fought many battles, she said quietly, but none so honest. Jacob handed her a canteen. Welcome to farming. Over the next few days, Veyra adapted surprisingly well. She hunted wild pests that had been plaguing crops, repaired broken fences using scavenged metal from her pod, and even scared off a pack of thieves who thought the ranch looked easy to rob. Jacob started to enjoy her company. Beneath her warrior's edge, there was curiosity, a fascination with Earth's simplicity. She watched sunsets like they were holy events, listened to crickets as though hearing them for the first time. One night, as they sat by the fire, she said, You live with such peace. No empires, no command, no fear of betrayal. Jacob shrugged. Sometimes peace just looks like loneliness. She turned to him. You are alone here? He hesitated. Used to have family. They left for the cities when the alien trade started. Said farming was dying. Guess I stayed out of stubbornness. Her eyes softened. Stubbornness or strength? Before he could answer, a blinding light flashed across the sky. A second ship descended, much larger than her pod. Veyra stood instantly, face hardening. They've come for me. Moments later, a group of armored aliens emerged from the ship, taller, heavier, their armor unscathed and gleaming. The lead warrior's voice boomed through a translator. Commander Veyra, you are ordered to return. Your mission is incomplete. Veyra drew her crack blade. My honor is not restored. I will not return until it is. Your honor? The leader scoffed. You were defeated by a human. The soldiers laughed. Jacob clenched his jaw. Veyra's glare silenced them. He bested me fairly. The leader sneered. Then let us see if he can do so again. Before Jacob could protest, the alien lunged at him. Reflexes kicked in again. He dodged, stumbled, and accidentally knocked open a valve on the irrigation system. A torrent of water sprayed everywhere, short-circuiting the alien suits. Electricity crackled, and they collapsed. Twitching, Veyra stared in stunned silence. You defeated another squad? Jacob blinked, holding the broken valve. That was an accident. She laughed, a sound deep and melodic. Then you're the most dangerous accident in the galaxy. When the enemy ship retreated, Veyra turned to him, her expression unreadable. The twin moons reflected in her golden eyes. I was raised to admire strength, she said. Not just power, but spirit. You fight without fear. You endure without pride. You work for what you love. He looked away, embarrassed. You give me too much credit. I'm just trying to survive. Then survival is your weapon, she whispered. And I am captivated by it. Jacob swallowed hard. That sounds like trouble. For both of us, she admitted. In the days that followed, she stayed, even though her ship was repaired. She helped him harvest the season's last crops, teaching him how to reinforce his barn with alien alloys and adjust his tools for precision. They laughed, bickered, shared stories, she about distant stars, he about stubborn mules and droughts. One evening, as the sun set over the golden field, she removed her gauntlet and placed her hand over his. On Valdiare, she said softly, we honor those who show us truth. You've shown me mine. Jacob looked at her, realizing that somewhere between battle and harvest, the line between captor and companion had vanished. So what now? He asked. She smiled faintly. Now I stay, until you defeat me. He laughed. Defeat you? You're kidding. Her eyes gleamed with challenge. Perhaps, or perhaps I wish to lose again. And under the fading light, surrounded by whispering crops and alien stars, the farmer and the warrior stood side by side, an unlikely pair, bound not by combat, but by quiet respect and something far deeper growing between them.